programs are using your database altogether. And then we have, of course, more complex and across-the-board modernization of databases, even application modernization. You can also do it by expanding the core features of X analysis. So it's all modules that work together like an assembly in a factory, and they allow you to do many, many, many things. The functionality today for X Analysis Advisor is basically these 6 main functionalities. The data model, which is an interactive ER diagram of your system. You're going to see your master files represented graphically, and you can interact with them. We're going to show you application areas, and it allows you to subdivide your universe into smaller sections that you can focus on. Problem analysis and metrics, things in your code that you should maybe pay attention to, and also complexity analysis. How complex is this program? Is this an easy one to change or a difficult one? So you can make better predictions as to how long or how much effort a project takes. Business rules. This is the core, the way you do business. We extract those rules that are in your programs and put them together in a place that you can manage and allow modularization of your rules. Create one module to share. We have the graphical documentation. You're going to see your system graphically. Okay, your programs and everything that it uses or that it connects to, you're going to see that in a graphical documentation mode. You're going to be able also to generate documents from this feature. And then the one that everybody uses every day, impact analysis. That is the most common question. I'm going to change this field. What do I need to change? How many files? How many programs involved? You know, a lot of research. So we have that automated with X Analysis Advisor. So this is the agenda. 6 topics, and first I'm going to talk to you about the repository. This is the knowledge that we extract from your system. And it goes like this. We scan your systems at the beginning to create a repository. The repository is this piece at the center here. We look at displays, programs, database, DDS, DDL, even sign-on mode. Everything that you have in your system, your objects, your data areas, everything, we put it all into a cross-reference place that we call the repository. The user interface and the logic between the screens is all here. We create a data model that we're going to show you, and everything is cross-linked. I have to say that no piece of source, no programs are copied into the repository. No data is copied into the repository. It's all index and references and links. Okay? Right. So that is the secret sauce that makes X Analysis Advisor very powerful and extendable. Next, the data model. I told you what it is. It's an entity relationship diagram that describes your company and who's involved. Your customers, your facilities, your factories, your machines, your trucks, your products, everything related in a diagram. And let's take a look at it. So this is the interface to our X Analysis Advisor. This is RDI, IBM Rational Developer, the platform for developers. But if you don't have it, or somebody doesn't have it, we provide an Eclipse runtime that you can use freely if you don't have RDI. So if you're familiar with RDI, can you say yes? Are you using RDI?
We have RDI.
Perfect.
Oh, okay.
So
I can establish the version just with Eclipse because I don't know that the software works under IBM Rational.
So you know that this is basically the same thing in Eclipse or RDI. We have our perspective here on the top right, X Analysis Advisor running, and this navigation tells us what we can do inside our repository. This is a repository. OH, my initials, XA, blah, some number. It's a repository, and you can have many of them in your IBM box, right?
Just like something, Oscar,
Yes,
they just
yes.
Gerard, you use directly Eclipse on the user guide to click to integrate everything in our UI. Then they will be able to use easily, right?
Yes, yes. I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Gerard.
I have installed the dictionary on another virtual machine because I don't have the knowledge that the software is a part of relational developer right. I have another machine with relational developer right, but at this moment I have the test installation from another virtual machine that where it isn't installed rational.
Okay.
But if I have the installation again on a machine that there is installed rational developer right, Xanal will be installed within IBM rational developer. Is correct?
Yes, you will open that perspective, and it will work the same way.
Okay.
Okay, so here's a repository, and I will show you the data model diagram. Okay, here it is. Some questions. You can select the parameters or take the default action. And here is my sample demo library, and showing me the files, the physical files, and how they are related to each other with lines. These lines are here listed, and it is here on the right. You can see the details of what each relationship entails. You have the dependent file, the parent file, and what fields are used to link the two to make a connection. I can click on one and see only the relationships with that file, or I can do 2 clicks and display that file at the center with the owning relations on the top and the dependence relations on the bottom. And again, the list also changes to show me only 9 relationships for this file. Okay? Every diagram in X-Analysis is an object, so you can right-click on any graphical object and display a context menu with all the things you can do with that object. You can display the source used to create it. You can see a data flow diagram. We're going to see some soon. The logical paths or logical files for this file. You can even see some data. If you want to take a look at the data, we bring in some sample records for you to see. So that you can do. You can also click on the list, because the list is also intelligent. You click on one of the relationships, and it's going to display only that relationship on the diagram. So there's ways to interact with this that make it very useful. So that is the data model, okay? If you have questions, just say. If not, I'm going to continue, but you can interrupt anytime. The next one, and I just want to say that at the end of these 6 items, we're going to go live with the demo, okay? And then we can see more questions. So the next one is application areas. You have a universe of thousands of programs and thousands of files, and you need to work on a special section of your system, right? So we provide application areas as a way of taking a slice out of a pizza, right? Only a section of your system, you put it all in one place and you concentrate on that. Let me show you. So one of the options on a repository is create application area. Here's the prompt, you give it a name and a description, and voila, it appears here on the navigation panel. So right now it is empty, but there are 3 ways to put objects into my application area. I can pick off the list one by one, that's the long way, or you can do an application area rule, which is the fast way, okay? So there's an icon here to add a rule. I'm going to create a rule to add objects in here. So the prompt says, you see, you have all these options. I'm going to concentrate on this program, which is a top-level program, is a menu. And I say, I want to work on the order entry menu. So I put that over here. I say, give me this object. And I say here, include all referred programs at all levels. Because the system calls another program, that calls another program, and it's like a tree, right, with many branches. I'm saying here, give me this top level and all the programs that come out of it, many levels down, in a cascading way. And I want all the files touched by those programs. Okay? So with that rule, I say apply the rule, boom, and in seconds I have my application area populated with all objects. You see this is my application area. I'm inside there. I have the same sort of navigation nodes. One of them is all objects. Now when I display these objects, I have options, but I take the default. I display my all objects inside my application area. Only 27. And these come from my orange menu. Do you understand the concept? Very fast. I create my application area. So it also has its own data model diagram, only for order entry. Display the data model, show me even unlinked files, and you see, oh, I have only these files to worry about. I don't have to see 2,000 files. I only worry about the order entry menu files. So I can work inside here, looking at my relationships and the changes I need to do, and I don't have to worry about the whole system. So that makes it very practical. The next one is problem analysis and metrics. When we scan the system, when we build the repository, we look at everything. And one of the things we look at is complexity of programs. We classify your programs into hard or high level of complexity, average and low. And this is the whole universe of my application. In your case, in real life, it would be 2,000, 5,000 programs, 10,000 programs, all here classified. But it also does it for my application areas. So my order entry that I was looking at before, I have one average to change, medium-sized program. Everything else is easy to change. So I know that I can allocate what amount of time in an intelligent way by looking at complexities. There are many things, I'm displaying the details now, there are many things that you use to calculate complexities, and you use it according to the way you want. There's an icon here that allows you to specify your own parameters to classify this. And we use number of source lines, number of files, number of screens. You can use many things. We also provide industry standards like cyclomatic complexity. This is an industry standard. Halstead is also an industry standard to calculate complexity. Cyclomatic is a number of paths inside the program. Halstead it's an index of volume of fields, of volume of files. So the bigger the program, the more complex it is. Okay, so we do the analysis for programs, but we also do that for files. We provide you, just information that could be useful. How many fields, how many logical files, how many programs create, records, read, update, everything. Okay, and we do the same analysis for screens. How many formats, files, incoming calls, etc. How many function keys are used and everything. So we analyze your programs for complexity, and the other one is here, problem analysis. We look at your code and identify things that you want to be aware of. For example, I have 5 source members that I cannot find. So my program, I cannot change it. That's alarming, and if I click on this arrow, I will see the 5 programs that I need to go find the source. I have also other problems like source change after I create the object, and that's also a problem. So that the problems with objects and source and not finding them, copybooks also, not finding the copybooks, things that are missing or change after I create my object. So here I have also some database alerts, constraints on files. I can have a list of them here, and things in my code that maybe I need to be aware to make my code more maintainable, easier to change. You know, if I have monolithic programs, I would have a lot of numbers here. Programs with a subroutine that is 200 lines, you know, maybe you can break it down, things like that. So this problem analysis allows you to be aware of things missing and aware of things that you can change to improve the quality of your installation. Okay? Next one is business rules. The way you do business, or every company does business, is coded inside your programs. Right? There are business rules and it's logic in your RPG. So two of the nodes in your navigation are business rules related. The first one is just a list of your rules that the ones that we found are here, and I have for my demo, I have 502. And they are color-coded because we also classify them at the same time as rules that can be implemented at the database level. Those are green. Things that are good candidates to put in a module and share with your programs. Instead of having 50 programs doing the same logic, you create a module and you share it 50 times. So that saves maintenance time, and it allows you to modify faster. And then we have the ones in dark black that are things that are not good candidates to modularize or implement at a database level. The other type of list that we have is consolidated rules, and those are grouped by file and field. So if we look inside a file, for example, we look at the field credit limit, and we see a business rule implemented on that field. And like every file, every field, we show you for that field what rules you have implemented. Okay? So those are the business rules. We can see them in detail in the demo. And the other one is number 5 is the graphical documentation. I think that Gerardo talked about this, knowing what programs call each other, how many files are used, and which ones they are. So let me show you a little bit of that. I right-clicked on costs. I want to see this file in a data flow diagram. And that's it. This is the data flow. This is the file here. And it shows me 5 objects as the logical files. They're over here on the right. All the programs that use it as input are here. I have 25 programs that use it in a different way, input-output or update and output. You know, output is just write a new record, right? Update is changing a few fields in a record. So we classify the programs and we show you the display, the access path. You notice that each one of these boxes has a little colored icon, and that is supposed to tell you that this is an update output, because if you display the legend over here, it's going to show red as update and yellow as output or something like that. Green is read-on access path, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of information visually here from your file. You can also display the same diagram for a program. Okay? This is a program, an RPG program, and I'll show you everything related to this program. The files and the usage are here, 6 input files, and I have 1 update output file. There's an input-output file that is over here, which is the screen, right? I read and write to that file. If I call programs, they're here in this list. And if this one was itself called by another program, it would show somewhere here on the right, if it was called. But this is a top level, that's why it's not showing any calling programs. I can display this information in a different way, in a hierarchy kind of way, show the program on the top, and anything called by it. This is the first level call, second level call. And you can see the line going down, there's many levels. So I show you a tree of program calls in a hierarchy kind of way, hierarchical structure. There's color coding as well. There's information inside the boxes that you can expand and much more. So this information as well, I can display it in this way. It's vertical, and I can show which files are being used by every program. And the files as well are color-coded, knowing that green like this is reading only. This is a combined file for screens, and I don't have an update file, but it would show in a pink color if I was updating something. We also analyze your code to define what it's doing, and we call this the narrative of the program. This is X-analysis description of what this program does. Principal function is to maintain this file using information from these other logical files. So we don't look at the comments because comments are out of date very easily. So we do our own. And we classify, you see update here in the little box, edit file and update, display file, display. So we classify everything for you so that you have as much information as possible on the graphical diagram. And these are the insides of a WWCOS program, the subroutines, things in a indented kind of ways that provide the structure of the program. And that's why it's called the program structure chart. So, and the last one, before we get into the live demo, is the impact analysis, what needs to be changed, the eternal question every day. Before you do any project, you have to do a lot of research if you don't have X-analysis. And that's why I said that this program allows you to be more productive, because the research is done before you start. Let's look at this file and the file field details. Okay? File field details, here they are, the fields inside. Let's say I want to change this customer group to 4. This is a change that I was asked to make. So I need to find out this field, where is it used? Give me all the references. And here they are, 112 lines in all of my repository where I use this field. And it's DBS, RPG, COBOL, anything possible, even file inside files. If that field is there, in my list. But this is only a first level list, because I can show you here, you see first level, the value that I'm going to change from 2 to 4 is passed on to another variable. So I need to follow the other one as well. We do that by providing you the ability to go multi-level in the tracking of that value, okay? And you can go to second level and a cascading way, even parameters passed on. But for shortness, I'll show you maximum level. So I'll go from 115 lines to 206. Now I'm looking at the original field and anything that captures the value of that field. Maximum tracking, this is what I need to look at to make my change. So this is a full-blown 100% impact analysis. It was done by an automatic process, like a robot. So I am sure that every source is scanned, every line is here. I have certainty. I am sure that this is 100% what I need to take a look at. If I double click on any of those, I can go into the source itself at the line. I can display my source in different ways. I can display the pseudocode. See, it's like English. You can talk to a business type person and show him the code, and he will understand. And there's other ways that you can display the source with business rules on top of them. indented source, different displays of the same program for different people, different audience. So that's impact analysis. Now I will ask you if you have any questions and if there's something in particular that you want to concentrate on.
I want to ask you if for the business rules, because I have a test with the software and business rules was empty after the analysis. Where are captured the business rules? From the database trigger or something like that?
No, they're captured from your RPG source or COBOL source. And your database DDS, if you have ranges or you have other types of...
we don't have ranges at database level or rules at database level.
Okay. But if you have your RPG programs, it should have picked up things in there. So, did you build? Were you able to navigate into the business rules? Because it depends how you build your repository. You can build it.
This is another question. It's advisory to create a repository with all our libraries, because we have some overlapping, some programs use some libraries, but maybe the first approach is to create a system to scan with all libraries, all source libraries, all data libraries.
Yeah, exactly.
And after that, to divide the complete analysis using this application area or
That's right.
Maybe this is correct.
Yeah, my demo has only one library, but you will put, because you have, in a system we always find archives and backup libraries and copies developers made years ago and forgot about them. So don't include everything. Include the objects that you are using.
The backup library, no, it's correct.
And then
it's John, I've got a question. Is there a switch that you need to have ticked on in order to include the business rules when you actually create your repository or when you start an analysis? So they're saying there are no business rules, but maybe if there's a switch, that switch was off. Is that a possibility?
Hold on. It could be a possibility, but I don't recall it per se, because I always build my repositories with all options taken. But we can look at green screen and see what the options are. If you initialize this, you have refresh options actually. You can build a model. It doesn't, like the GUI doesn't have the richness of the green screen. In the green screen you can specify things separately. So how did you build the repository through the GUI, or did you do it through the green screen? It makes a difference.
From the GUI.
From the GUI, okay. So if the business rules is not grayed out,
the business rule, just a moment. It's not grayed out, but if I open the business rule stuff, it is empty. But I have lots of files, 674 total objects.
Oscar made the problematic metric, maybe some file are missing, a library are missing, and the metric will sell.
Maybe it could be more clear if you show me a business rule within an RPG program that
I will show you that. I just want to start a green screen session as well. I want to show you also the options that you have on the green screen, because It could be more informative. Hold on. You can see it doesn't take too long. It's a fraud, extract menu. Here they are. I'm going to work with this repository, 99, work with. And here I have option 12 to initialize. Is it big enough? Can you read it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you have initialize. You can build a data model only. You can generate business rules. Is option 15?
It's an option, it's a specific option.
Yeah, that's right. So
I could try to do it.
yeah, try to do it, and they should appear. No problem. Okay.
I will also check or double check. There is nothing missing with the metric dashboard, which can tell we've got object and no source and these two things.
Very good observation. I will show how this metrics dashboard also will tell you if you have problems. Maybe you forgot a library.
Metric dashboard.
Yes, it will show you the. Matter of fact.
Metric dashboard and.
Yeah, it would show you if you're missing a lot of source. Maybe you have forgotten to include a library, okay? But I find it very hard to believe that they didn't find one business rule. So
There are a lot of not source member for file.
okay. Okay. Right. So yeah, I would.
Add on this metric dashboard that show when you've got something strange like object no source, date which are strange, and so on. The idea is like, okay, you see some issue, this is normal, you can fix it, correct the libraries, or recompile some program to update a line, and then you can just refresh the.
What is the refresh option?
This refreshes here from the repository and go refresh.
Refresh is just to update the file changes. That's correct?
Yes.
The files of the program changes.
Yes. You will not redo just redo everything where the date has been changed, where everything that has been changed since the last time.
After the last generation.
Yes.
So in your case, if you are adding libraries to the repository, then you need to rebuild. Okay?
It's necessary to rebuild.
Yeah, you come here, you initialize.
Yes. But again, if the libraries are all the same, and date are missing, calculation, these kind of things, you can just fix it and refresh it. But if you change the libraries, of course, like a new repository.
Okay.
Because the idea is like, as well the order, the list, the library list is important as it is on the application runtime. That if Lindsay is taking any information, yeah, then that makes sense. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, the library list, the order, you can move it up or down with these buttons. And here we are. This is the software itself. It's not a PowerPoint anymore. And if there's an area that you would like to see at this point and ask questions, I would happily fine.
Could you show me again the way to reduce the application area diagram? Because my application area diagram is full of links.
Okay.
And you casted and separate the casted and.
Okay, I'll show you how to. Okay, this is my whole universe. Okay, for you it would be much bigger. But I need to concentrate on an order entry application, so that's why I created this with a rule. Okay, my rule is here, and in this case I'm using. I'm doing another project, I'm concentrating on an application and I want the same, all programs called by that program and all the files. So by applying this rule, it populates my application area with the objects needed. So in here, when I say all objects, it's all objects of this application area, all programs of this, yeah. So let me look at the main program I selected, which is www.costs. Here it is. I'll show you in a hierarchical structure. It's on the top. And all the programs that it calls are below. And inside each box, I can display the files that it uses. And I can navigate from this program to this one, because now my attention is on this one. I can say, hey, show me the same information, but with this program on the top. So now I have only this. I can look at the data flow of that program. So you see, I'm going from diagram to diagram by right-clicking on different objects and asking for the context menu and selecting what I want to look at. This is a file. If I click on this, I see all the fields that is updated, 40 fields. These programs are I will explain to you the color blue in a second. This program here is calling cost MNT1 using this parameter. See the calls? I can know exactly how parameters are used. And they will all be probably the same on this side, but on this side they could be different because I call different programs and I use different parameters. Okay? So I can look at the source right. So basically going from place to place is what we call going from anywhere to anywhere.
Yeah.
The color blue, you notice the color blue? This is because these programs are outside my application area.
Okay.
Okay? So these are calls from outside. My application area, I built it under this program. I again everything referred to underneath.
Okay.
But when I look at one of the programs here, that program is called by something else outside. So I'm showing that in blue color so that you are aware. Another thing that is interesting in the data model diagram is very, very nice. Let me see. Let me show you the data model for this. So instead of 38, it's only 13 files. But look at this button over here. Okay, I'll say I'm looking at an application area for a program that I'm analyzing, but I want to know how it is connected to the rest of the system. So I click on this, and it shows me my yellow are my application areas, but the blue ones are outside my application area, and there's relationships to those files. So if I replace the ones in yellow, I have to also think about the relationships to these other files. Okay? Okay. So we give you a whole system view of how things are related. This is not. What else?
No, it's okay, it's okay.
Okay. So that's application areas. It's very powerful, and it's powerful because when we expand this product for testing, I use application areas exclusively. So I'm testing, for example, the order entry menu. I can create a test with test data that only relates to that function. And I will show you that maybe some other time, but this is the subset of the files here. This application area you can create a subset of data that only has those files. And you can create test processes and regression in an extension to the X analysis module that is called X data test. So the subsetting becomes very important there as well.
This is another module.
Yes, another. But I'm just saying that the usefulness of being able to create a small set of your applications allows you to extend it into other areas as well. I will show you before we run out of time the documenting feature of X analysis as well, if I may. Okay, you noticed I was looking at this program, work with customers. I want to put it in the document because I need to take it somewhere. So in the context menu, I have an option that says mark for documented. Okay, and in the files, the cost file is important to me. So I'm going also to include this file in my document. So I mark it for document. You see, I'm going to generate a document with those two objects as a central point, but notice as well this icon here. I can put annotations on any object in my system. This is a note, okay, on this file. I can say this customer, blah, 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 change it from 2 to 4 as soon as possible. So I can also document the functions, say something about the security about this file, or many things I want, and I can do that on programs, on files, on any object in my system, and I can put a note, like a sticky note. Okay?
Just a question.
Yes, sir.
Is it possible to know what is the username that puts the note?
I think you will have to put your initials there.
It's necessary to write them.
Yes, I think it is, yes. Of course, I mean, we have, because then on the note, I can come after you put this and I say, yes, I agree, or I've done it, or
Because maybe there are two users that write the notes. It's important to know who writes the single line of note.
yeah, well, it's the same thing as when you do SEU in an RPG program. You put a comment, you put your initials, right?
Yeah.
Same thing. So let me just continue with the document.
Yeah.
I mark 2 items that I want to include, but I can include more. Or I can say generate a document for an application area, okay, as well. I can here document application area, and it will bring everything inside the application area into a document. But I want to do it only for the things I marked just now. My program and my file, okay? Document manager. I'm going to generate a document. Some general questions. The title or the document title is here. I can change it if I want to. And here, on the second prompt, I can say what I want. I want the data model diagram, yes. Do I want file field details? And I put and I select the things that I want included. I have annotations included. So if I have little notes on my objects, they will be included. So I specify what I want and I click on next. This is the table of contents of my document that is going to be generated. If I don't like the order, I can move them up or down to specify the good section order. Questions about the paper? A4 in the rest of the world, letter in the United States. So we finish and it starts generating things. This is just a warning message. I don't have Visio. I'm in the process of getting it. So it's generating my program and some information messages here on the right. And here it's open. Let's open the document. Word is ready. So this is Office 365, I think. So the document has a timestamp. It has the selected options that I wanted, the sections, the two objects that I requested. My data model is here in my document. File field details, everything I selected to be included is here. My diagrams, so now I have something that I can save it as a PDF and archive it as a document for my auditors or somebody like that. And like I said, I can select the items I want, and I can select the information I want included. So you can have a standard document with the standard sections, and you can document sets of objects that you put in application areas all at once by saying, document this application area. Okay? If you click on that, it generates the same dialogue, okay? Same thing, except that it's going to be 200 pages instead of 20 pages. Okay. Okay. Anything else in particular? Pascal, John, maybe you want to cover something specific?
Pascal, ho invitato Rosario Russo, no, di soluzioni informatiche per, sai, quel discorso lì del tracciare le dipendenze tra screen e programmi nell'application area.
Questo abbiamo visto che con quello che abbiamo qua nello schermo con l'Xanalyst Advisor possiamo utilizzare le application area per partire dai display e vedere le dipendenze con tutto ciò che è contenuto dentro uno o dei display con tutto il resto, tutti i programmi. What Alberto was saying, Oscar, was not to show an example about an application area that would highlight the correlation between display files and everything else. Then you could easily create an application area with those kind of things.
Okay.
Sì?
Ciao Pascal, sono Rosario, soluzioni informatiche.
Qua possiamo vedere una possibilità semplicemente utilizzando l'application area dove tu puoi isolare i display come regole e da lì lui ti fa vedere tutto ciò che è collegato.
Sì, no, noi eravamo orientati, Pascal, a capire proprio come si può ottenere un flow applicativo del programma, cioè parto da questo display posso andare su quest'altro display.
Ok, per avere queste funzioni che sono molto più sofisticate abbiamo altri attrezzi di livello superiore che usano come fondamenti Xanalyst e sarebbero quelli che noi utilizziamo in progetti come di migrazione, di trasformazione e sarebbe un modulo complessivo che si chiama X-Migrator e lì abbiamo altri tool che completino quello che vediamo qua per avere tutto questo flow complesso che è così come retrodocumentazione e lo utilizziamo a volte anche parzialmente come servizio e allora subentra a dei discorsi che forse dovrebbe sviluppare con John o Alberto. Quello che vediamo qua non si può dare tutto un workflow dei display perché è molto più elevato. Può capire che con F4 vado lì, vado su un dato formato e poi richiamo un programma eccetera eccetera. Ma il punto è che abbiamo lo stesso, alla fine sarebbe di coinvolgere a dei discorsi per altre licenze che si mischiano con i servizi, dunque questo è un tool che è un pacchetto.
Ho capito. Puoi farci vedere un attimo invece diciamo lo screen components, che cosa ci fornisce come informazioni?
The screen components. Okay, Oscar, we will go ahead a little bit with this creating your application area from displays.
I'm just going over that. The display file is here.
Okay. Just go ahead. And after, the idea would be as well to see, to have information about screen components. And I believe you showed something like that before, like this screen is made of DOS function key and instead of things.
Well, yes, for interactive programs like this one, you can show the screens that come with it by clicking on this icon here. And it comes with a list of objects used here. Okay.
And I think this is what we are looking for. Qua può vedere l'idea della definizione del display, i componenti già spiegati, una lista di ciò che è un level, una lista di tanti o funzionalità, eccetera, tipo è già una bella cosa. O lunghezze varie, eccetera, eccetera. And also, I would think that if you right click on a field, you can go ahead.
I don't think so here. That would be another product. Oh, here, yeah, of course.
E dunque da un campo si può cliccare e continuare a navigare e vedere i programmi che usano questo campo, eccetera, eccetera.
Ma c'è possibilità di vedere come funzionerebbe Xmigrate rispetto ai flow di programma o non era questo oggetto dell'incontro?
Per oggi no, ma possiamo senz'altro organizzare una sua vicina senza problemi.
Ok.
Poi possiamo parlare con la Costituzione tranquillamente.
Sì, salve. Sì, ciao.
Of course, as part of the documenting, of course, you have an export option on all the diagrams. You can export as an image.
Presentazione qua, ma ho quasi finito,
On the list, you have the option of exporting to Word or Excel, and you can work on the list from an Excel user interface, right? You can put a filter and sort, do all the beautiful things you do in Excel. Okay, very easily. Yes. Anything else?
I have a question. I see an option that is named Change History. What do you see in this option?
Change history.
Are the changes applied in the time for a program or for?
No, I think that is when you refresh your repository, you have a history of what has been refreshed. Oh, like today.
It's referred to the page of the repository.
That's right. What was added as a refresh. It tells you the objects that are being changed and worked on. Yes.
But this can be used also to understand what has been changed between two releases of the application, right?
Yes, okay.
But Oscar, you confirm? And if I do like, let's say I'm a software editor, I create one, then a second release with this, I can do a refresh in between and see the change.
Yeah, but it's actually just looking at the source. This source change is really not keeping releases together. It's just daily what source members will change, what objects will change.
Okay, between two refresh, right?
Yes, you have to be very meticulous to have it, to be organized with these. Yeah. So database changes you see here in the audit options. track database changes. Yes, here. The summary report of what is happening with your repository.
Okay. For us, it's okay. It's all okay.
Do you have any special projects?
No, I have a lot of programs. We do maintenance of our programs every day.
Okay. So, do you agree that?
Specific project.
Okay, so for somebody who didn't write the program, who didn't write the system, to come and look at the diagram like this, gives him a lot of information, right?
Yeah, it's very useful. Yeah.
Okay. And we have, all objects are here. Query, data areas. If they're related to something, there will be a line and an arrow pointing to him. Okay.
Okay, I understand. We need to do more tests. We could be easier now to do more.
Cosa le sembra, Valeriano? Cosa le sembra? È più chiaro?
Sì, ci sono delle cosine interessanti delle quali possiamo giocare.
Poi quando saranno pescate le business rule, vedrete più cose, eccetera, eccetera.
Sì, quello dobbiamo trovarlo, dobbiamo verificare come mai non vengono fuori.
Ma possiamo anche intervenire e rigenerare il modello,
Sì, adesso proveremo anche gli errori, perché se sono quelli che stanno causando il problema bisogna risolverli prima a monti.
Sì, esatto.
C'è qualche libreria che non è stata inserita.
Esatto, sì, di solito è proprio così.
Se no io posso aggiungere a questo punto, posso fare direttamente in italiano su tutto quello che abbiamo visto. Il data model è anche molto importante perché noi sappiamo benissimo che applicazioni su IBMi AS400 i data model non esistono tra gli stessi, sono i kernel principali che fanno le regole tra qual è un file parente o child, le chiavi esterne, interne, eccetera. Noi con l'analisi di tutto il codice possiamo rigenerare il data model come se fosse nativo dentro la DDS. L'importante è di averlo, non di integrarlo. Di sapere cos'è veramente la relazione tra i file tramite il codice. Questo permette di modernizzare il database, ma anche di fare dei ulteriori, più mirati, più ottimizzati, perché allora in un domani posso modernizzare un pezzo di applicazione in cui potrei integrare le regole direttamente nel database, che si possono centralizzare sempre meglio, e diventa tutto allora più facile perché non avrò bisogno di ripetere le regole in tutti i linguaggi, in tutti i programmi, se io voglio andare sempre nell'RPG o PHP o Java, eccetera, eccetera. E qua
è importante questo.
Esatto, tipo, perché sappiamo che nel mondo ideale le regole assolute, se possiamo metterle nel database, va meglio tutto quanto da lì in poi. Ma sappiamo che non possiamo farlo con vecchie applicazioni perché sennò si dovrebbero ricompilare tutto o cambiare le sequenze. L'importante è di avere il data model, poi permette di evolvere ottimizzando risorse, linguaggi e diverse direzioni. Ecco, volevo solo aggiungere questo sul data model. Per il resto avete visto che qua abbiamo tutte le correlazioni con tutto e tutto. Si possono anche usare il pseudocode che può essere chi è un programmatore capisce il sorgente, chi non lo è potrebbe avere bisogno di capire
una cosa interessante anche questo, soprattutto perché si sta ancora programmando con le RPG a colonne.
Esatto. O se c'è qualcuno che vuole riscrivere un pezzo o modernizzare in un altro linguaggio ma non capisce le RPG, eccetera, eccetera.
Sembra quasi PML questo.
Sì, ma può anche servire per chi si occupa di più di business e di programmazione e almeno lui ha un'idea di questo programma usa 30 file e fanno queste cose qua, o per il direttore finanziario che questo cambiamento capisco che richiederebbe 6 mesi di lavoro, eccetera, eccetera.
Certo.
Allora è una dimostrazione matematica, non è più solo un'opinione. E quello ogni tanto.
Giuseppe, hai qualche domanda? Giuseppe?
Pronto?
Eccolo qua.
No, abbiamo tutto il microfono perché stiamo parlando anche noi. Io stavo provando a connettermi, come sono in una sala dove non c'ho il mio computer portatile, volevo provare a ricostruire il modello che hanno fatto i test. Ho un problemino, non so se è scaduta la licenza, adesso l'ho verificato. Domani mattina diamo un'occhiata e proviamo a ricostruire il modello e facciamo un po' di prove anche noi.
Perfetto, ottimo.
Da quello che ho capito, quindi se io ho un sorgente che è RPG 400, lui può fare anche la conversione in RPG, giusto?
C'è un modulo che può convertire da RPG 3 a RPG. Poi per la ristrutturazione qua ci sono diversi discorsi, comunque sì, la modellazione del codice in sé c'è un modulo che se ne occupa.
Ho capito.
È un modulo con un servizio legato o un modulo tradizionale? C'è il modulo...
Buona domanda. Guarda, non lo so, credo che il pool sufficiente.
John, c'è John qua in linea? C'è anche John.
Noi abbiamo visto qua, dunque abbiamo capito che funziona con i linguaggi legacy, il Courvoisier, eccetera. Per il PHP si tappa il Java che può essere esteso su altri server oltre che il IBMi.
Ah sì, con l'X-Open, esatto.
Come le grosse società, sistemi con diversi server e diversi linguaggi e per avere una visione globale della situazione digitale dell'impresa. Ecco. E abbiamo là dei moduli 1 che si chiama particolarmente XA Open perché si apre a altri linguaggi oltre che le GPRO. Ecco, se avete altre domande è il momento giusto, se no credo che siamo vicino alla fine.
No, per noi è a posto così, grazie.
Perfetto.
Ok, va bene.
Ottimo.
Benissimo.
Rosario?
Okay, thank you.
Ci sentiamo allora per concludere la faccenda.
Dai, va bene. Adesso la Luisa è anche qua vicino, ha seguito anche lei e adesso la chiamo subito. Appena finiamo la call.
Bene. Allora possiamo ringraziare Oscar.
Grazie Oscar, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Ok, la stazione sarà disponibile, Oscar se ne occupa. Thanks again, Oscar, and